Any updates you care to share with us, Coach?
Yeah, Kill, no, it's the same. Still, guys are grinding it out. Had a good day today. Working on some things. Works on some different things, switching, zone defense. Just trying to, make sure we got our core stuff in before next week.
How good is this opportunity to play Detroit before the season opener, kind of get you guys a dress rehearsal for that?
Well, it's good. They're a good team. They're going to play hard. It's always good to go against a team like that that's going to really compete and fight for every inch of the floor. Like I told our guys, it's a good test for us to come out and work to our identity, come out and play physical, solid basketball against a good team.
What have you seen from Corey in his second year as opposed to his first?
Well, confidence, Doug. He understands the system. He knows the system now. Last year he was kind of guessing and going from a system in San Antonio to our system. So it took a little while to get familiar with it. Understanding his teammates, he understands them now, what they need, what he needs to do in his role with them. So just the confidence level is off the charts now, and he's shooting the ball better. That's something that he's worked on this summer. So he's taken a step to improve himself and as a player.
Would it be different for him without Bismack as his role guy with that second unit?
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Lucas should be able to give us that as far as rolling to the basket. Pirtle is a sneaky roller, got great hands. So he's got some targets to hit on his roll down. I do know that Pirtle will set good screens, and Lucas has good hands too up at the rim. So a different type of role, more so than he had with Biz. But defensively, he and Biz had a partnership that was pretty good. And now we got to find somebody to take that place, because the second unit changed the game defensively.
Sorry. On a similar note, the bench was obviously incredibly effective for you guys last year, but it was so often with Kyle still on the floor. Is there a way for you guys to be just as effective coming off the bench without maybe using Kyle quite as much?
I think if someone steps up to be consistent, Eric, whether it's Norm or T. Ross or whoever it is, but at the end of the day, we're going to do what it takes to win, whether it's playing Kyle 32 minutes, 35 minutes. It's hard to, if we're struggling, to sit there and you see your two best players sitting on the bench. And we had a pretty good rotation last year, and I don't think at the end of the season he was worn down. And so, he's got the experience to be able to handle those minutes, the workload that he had.
But if Corey's shooting does continue to progress in the right way, that helps, right?
No question, that helps. Or if Norm and T. Ross are consistent shooting the basketball. But that group was really effective defensively, and that's the one thing that, again, I know we have our moments where we don't score, but scoring is my least issue. If we're not scoring and they're scoring, that's a problem. So we want to make sure we establish a defensive identity, especially with the second unit.
Now, we know scoring is not your concern, but last year we learned a lot about Patrick Patterson defensively. There were times when the shot wasn't what we had expected. What do you see from him this year coming into camp?
Patrick is doing a great job of playing with the basketball, off the dribble. He's got the step-back move. Last year at this time he was turning down three-point shots, and now he's taking what the game's giving. He's doing a much better job of taking it. I think last year at this time he was working on his pump-fake drive. But now he's taking the shots, he's knocking it down. He's doing a good job of mixing it up, Akil, and he's really maturing into a very seasoned veteran-type player, even though he's still pretty young.
You had mentioned last week that you're still working primarily on defense, something like 80%. Is that still sort of the ratio?
No, it's a little lighter than that now, but we're still working on defense, but probably a little bit putting more of our offensive stuff in, offensive sets, in-the-game sets, in-the-game combinations. So we're doing a little bit more offense now than we have to get it in at some time. So, again, the defensive theme is going to be one that's going to be a year-long thing. You probably guys are going to get tired of me talking about it. They are until they start playing it. So it's going to be a year-long thing because, we can't revert back to where we were 2 years ago.